Hey everybody, this is DoggyZart. Welcome to another one of these art vlog things. I wanted to take a minute to talk about this art block that I recently confronted. Just recently, over the past few weeks, I've been kind of dealing with this really interesting art block, and I think it really kind of shows exactly why I tend to vanish here on YouTube every few weeks, every few months. I tend to vanish, and I think I've discovered the mental block that's been kind of interfering with my entire creative process, and I'm super excited because I kind of have an idea of where exactly it's coming from. Maybe finally confronting this one and addressing it and dealing with it will finally kind of free me of this ridiculous thing that I've been dealing with for all of these years. That's kind of the funny thing about these mental art block things, is that they don't really have a clear path on where to find them and how exactly to deal with them. Funnily enough, one of the biggest art blocks that I've kind of dealt with, I thought that I dealt with, that's kind of in the past a little bit now, is dealing with my past. My past is kind of complicated, and I thought that finally putting out that Draw My Life video and finally confronting that and doing the video, putting it out there, sharing it with everybody would finally put all of that stuff behind me. And while it certainly helped, it definitely helped, it was more of a first step than anything. But this mental block that I've had for all these years, it always seems to show up right when I'm at the peak of my excitement, when I feel like my potential is at its highest. I keep hitting this brick wall. I never talk about this brick wall because I guess I never really knew what it was, but this last time that it happened, I really took the time to stop and ask the question, like, what is this that keeps freezing me in my place? And recently, you guys know that I'm going through this whole name change thing here on YouTube, from DoggyZart to DoggyZart, and I recently hit that mental block again. And it's the crazy thing, like I said, I never talk about this, but the severity of this art block is ridiculous. Like, I literally just freeze up. Like, I completely freeze up. My hands sometimes start shaking. I can't physically move forward. It's crazy. And it's like, creatively, I just shut down. I completely shut down. I can't make videos. I can't draw. It's like, I get to the peak, and then whenever I get there, I hit this wall, and then immediately take 10 steps back, and that halts me in that place for weeks. Sometimes months. I don't think I've ever been gone for months, plural, but I've definitely been gone for a month at a time. And I think now that I'm actively trying to grow as an artist, I've been hitting this wall a lot more frequently. And I think every time I hit this wall, I take something away to understand what this wall is. And I think I just might have discovered what it is this time. I got to thinking, where was I mentally, physically? Where was the last place that I was the last time I would consider myself an artist? It was in high school. High school was the place that I was able to sit down and create, and I didn't really have this crazy mental block in the way back in high school. What is the difference between high school to now? And I guess other than all of the crazy things that happened following high school, which I covered, I think, a good deal of it in my Draw My Life video, like, what it was, all of those things that eventually got in the way that prevented me. I didn't really make an active decision there. I never made an active decision to stop creating art. It was kind of a natural progression between moving from my old art website, which was DoggyZart. I used to be a member of an art website called DoggyZart. It was a gradual process between DoggyZart having trouble with their servers, like they shut it down randomly, and I literally lost everything because it went under. the people who were in charge of it lost control and this and that. They put some big old post, and that's another topic, losing all of your artwork from all these years. But like maybe my brain was making some kind of crazy connection between everything that happened to now, and whenever I try to create art, whenever I try to move forward as an artist, my brain made this crazy association with losing all of my artwork, losing all of my art friends, combined with all of the awful things that would follow after I graduated high school. This is what this block consists of, and I think it's kind of funny, because I believe maybe I spent about 4 years on DoggyZart. That was probably the length of time that I spent on that website, is about 4 years. And I got to thinking, I've had my art blog for far longer than 4 years. I think it's 5 years, maybe coming up on 6 years. So immediately making that understanding that not only have I been creating things longer than the 4 years that I spent on DoggyZart, but I think I've grown a lot more as an artist because of the dedication that I've put towards improving myself, even despite this art blog constantly being a thing that just kind of jumps in my way. And another thing that I got to thinking about is my time here on YouTube. This particular YouTube, I believe, is coming up on its 9th anniversary. This year will be the 9th anniversary of creating videos. Like, I've been creating videos here on YouTube for at least 9 years. So that's another thing that I have over this art block that's saying that I can't move forward, I can't progress. I think really sitting down to acknowledge what this art block is, what this mental block is. I like to make the distinction between an art block and a mental block. I believe art blocks tend to be just when you can't think of what to draw, when you can't think of what to do. I have a video specifically about art blocks, but this mental block is something that shuts you down entirely, and it's something that I've dealt with for years. Like I said, you could look at my YouTube channel and see year after year, like, he had a mental block here, he had a mental block here, he had a mental block there. I feel so much more in control now that I know that this thing exists. It has a face to it, and I know how to look at it. I know how to defeat it. It's hard. It's easier said than done. Like anything mental related issues, mental things, it's always easier said than done. But I know what it is. And I hope that in knowing what this is, I can chop off its legs. Oh, that's brutal. I can break this mental block. There we go. I don't want to chop off anything's legs, but I can mentally deal with this and move forward and progress and become the artist that I know that I can become. I know this because, well, like I said in my Draw My Life video, you guys have really helped point that out to me. Of course, it seems like pointing out the obvious, but the brain doesn't always work in rational ways. This is a big thing that I've learned, is that the brain doesn't always work in rational ways. If you try to address the brain in a rational way, you're not going to find a rational answer. You have to overturn every stone. You have to overturn every situation. You have to really think about how you could better yourself in the situation when you find yourself with a crazy mental block, like the one that I've been dealing with. I think once you point it out, then you can attack it rationally. This mental block isn't rational. It's feeding off of silly things that have been proven that I can get past. This is why completing the Draw My Life didn't help get past this mental block. It helped me get past another one, but it didn't help me get past this one, because they were two different mental blocks that fed off of each other. I'm just hoping that through addressing this and making this video, it'll further minimize just the impact, the silly impact that this ridiculous thing has on me. And I think that moving forward, I'll be able to remember this moment and really tackle the situation with the experience and knowledge that I have now. It's a little ridiculous, but the brain's a little ridiculous. It very seldomly makes sense. Your brain can make very strange connections in very strange ways. And sometimes attacking the behavior of your strange acting brain can only lead to frustration because there is no rhyme or reason to some of the things that your brain does. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going with this video, but that mental block, I think I know what it is. I'm excited because I know what it is. Excitement doesn't necessarily defeat it, but I know what it is. And what's that saying? Knowing is half the battle. Something like that, something like that. I really have to thank you guys for sticking with me through this entire journey, discovering myself, and trying to move forward as an artist despite some of these crazy things that have happened. And I have to give an even extra special thank you to the people who have contributed to my Patreon, understanding that it's a difficult thing for me. A lot of the things that I'm going through are difficult, and I feel that I couldn't possibly say thank you enough times to those who have helped contribute through the Patreon. I understand that I'm really far behind, but those who have consistently contributed to my Patreon, I couldn't thank you guys enough. I have a couple of really fun plans as far as Patreon goes, but this mental block has just stopped a lot of things. But there will be brighter days. There will be a light at the end of the tunnel, and I will see to it that my dreams come true. I'll do that, and I think it'll be good. I don't feel that I've reached the peak of my potential. The ideas that I have and the things in my mind, I think it'll be a lot of fun for a lot of people, and addressing this block is a big part in moving forward with those ideas. Anyway, guys, this is a part update, part vlog, part art stuff, and it's important to me. This was an important update, and I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, and maybe this will give you a bit of insight on some of your own mental blocks. I hope so. I hope it does. I hope you're able to crush these ridiculous mental things and move past it, and know that there is more to you than just a mental block. I think that's a very important thing to take away from this, as if there's more to you, there's more to me, there's more to you, there's more to people than just their mental blocks. And I think that's the point where I'm gonna end it. Out of curiosity, have any of you ever had ridiculous mental block? And if so, how have you dealt with it? Let's help each other out here a little bit. Leave me a comment in the description if you've ever dealt with a ridiculous mental block, and how you dealt with it. I'm genuinely curious. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope to have more content out to you soon, but this is kind of what I'm dealing with. I definitely have a foothold on what it is now, and I'm super happy because of it. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous thing. But as ridiculous as it is something that I've had to deal with. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you got some use out of this. And I'll see you guys next time in the next, hopefully gaming video, hopefully art video. Whatever it is, hopefully there's not a month break between this one and that one. So take it easy, guys. See you next time. Goodbye.